in the fight, when did you start feeling sorry for the dude, man?
Around probably like the 6th round.
6th round, you started feeling sorry, like yo.
I wouldn't say feeling sorry because
I was feeling. Listen, I love boxing. I ain't never say yo stop the fight. I'll be like get his ass kicked. But I mean, come on now.
Listen, man, we ain't you in there. I'm like Drago. You dies. Yo. No, man, when you fighting, you gotta have that killer mentality. You gotta have that in you. You know what I mean? I never wanna, you know what I mean, hurt somebody where they can't go back to their family. But at the same time, you gotta have that mental. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna let up because anything can happen. It only take one shot.
Yeah,
one shot in.
Wow, Terence Crawford, absolutely a killer. He says his mentality is that of Ivan Drago from Rocky IV. If he dies, he dies. Oh, wow. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. You heard the clip at the beginning of this video, and you clicked it. So subscribe to the channel. That was Terence Crawford, and the question was kind of framed weird. He said, the host, this is on Sway in the morning, Sway in the morning. And one of the co-hosts was basically saying, I normally say, hey, get your butt kicked, and I don't really feel bad, but at some point you be like, throw the damn towel. And he says, at what round did you start feeling sorry for him? So I thought that was that to me, I know the guy says he watches a lot of boxing, but that doesn't seem like a boxing head-esque question. You're asking Terence Crawford when he started feeling sorry for his opponent, but I don't think fighters think like that. And lo and behold, Terence Crawford responded back. He was like, I wouldn't say sorry. He started trying to answer the question. I think he started to think about it. And he was like, I wouldn't say sorry. I wouldn't say I felt sorry for him. But around 6, he's basically, just doing his job or whatever. And he says, I'll be like Ivan Drago. If he dies, he dies. And that's the famous quote from the Rocky IV movie, which, by the way, is my favorite Rocky. Out of all the Rockies and all the Creed, Rocky IV is my favorite. I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta do it for Apollo. I gotta beat him. You can't win. And then my boy Rocky went to the Russian mountains and started getting busy. Hearts on Fire, dope soundtrack. I used to work out to that soundtrack. This is a little bit TMI. But anyway, it just goes to show that Terence Bud Crawford is a stone cold killer. He then elaborated after making the Ivan Drago reference. Everyone's like, oh man, he had the room like gasping, like, damn, this man crazy. And then he's like, nah, I wouldn't want to harm somebody to the point where they can't get back to their family. But he's saying in terms of mentality, when you're in there, you got to be a killer. So I don't know how you guys take it. I know a lot of fighters personally, so it's not really shocking. And you got to understand, it takes a special individual to take punches in the face for a living. So you got to give it up for the winner and the loser of the fight, because this is just a career field that most people, like, there's people that curl up in a regular fight at the supermarket or in the streets. Somebody wants to, get with you and scrap, and there's a lot of people that they get punched and just walk home or something, you know what I mean, and wouldn't do anything. These are guys and girls, these boxers that are taking hits and punches and wicked body shots and all types of stuff for a living. So I'm not really surprised or shocked that Terence Crawford said that, and I agree with him in, like, not that I want to see a fighter maimed or hurt, because we have seen that in boxing, and it's a miserable time when a fighter succumbs to their injuries. But I do understand what he's talking about from being in the sport and knowing a lot of fighters and stuff. It's a mentality, because it's your life or theirs potentially. And these guys are literal gladiators, no different than the Roman Colosseum days where you had Maxim Decimus Meridius and different gladiators that are brought in, and they're there to entertain this crowd full of people. They may give you a dagger and you got to fight against a Siberian tiger or something crazy, So these guys are cut from that same type of cloth. They're doing a profession that most people wouldn't or couldn't see themselves. Like it's one thing to be sore from your job because you work construction and you're doing a lot of heavy lifting and lifting bags of mortar and hammers and toolkits and toolboxes, but to get punched in the face and have broken orbitals and teeth knocked out, I mean, we've seen it, concussed, and you still gotta fight back. It's just a testament to these fighters' toughness. Now, giving Errol Spence his full just due credit, I think it's amazing that I think he looked flat with the guy who is a killer like Terence Crawford. He couldn't get off. It wasn't his night. It looked like a bad night in the office for whatever reason. And he kept picking himself back up off the ground and he never folded. We've seen Victor Ortiz and other fighters get in lesser trouble, I guess you could say, in certain fights, like Victor Ortiz and Maidana. And he's like basically quit in that fight and says, I don't know, dude, I think I'm too young to be getting beat up like this. And you're literally talking to a tree, bro. I just think Maidana, sorry, not sorry. He beat me. And I'm like, damn, Victor Ortiz just gonna go out like that. Errol Spence, he never wavered. He took his lumps. He even took the L in a gracious fashion. So I respect Errol Spence and I respect Terence Crawford. I don't know exactly what went on, why he couldn't pull the trigger, but I respect both guys for just putting together the event. Terence Crawford, I mean, he's an apex predator. He rises to the occasions at these big moments, and you gotta respect that. And this Ivan Drago talk, I'm surprised no one else is talking about it, but leave it to your boy Ego. I don't duck or dodge no topics in all of boxing. I wanted to talk about this because it's just something that's been on my mind since I seen it. And I understand where Crawford's coming from in terms of the killer mentality. It's like Kobe Bryant. If you watch anything about Kobe Bryant, this is an icon of mine and someone who's an idol to me. And he talks about, when I get in that mode, when I'm in my cage, he says, like an actor getting into character, don't bother me, don't touch me, don't do nothing. We could shake hands and all that type of stuff after, but when I'm in that zone, leave me the F alone. And I think Terence Crawford, he just got that kind of that Black Mamba mentality, that Michael Jordan clutch gene, the Kobe Bryant clutch gene. Floyd Mayweather had it. And under the bright lights, he finds a way to shine. So I understand what he's talking about. I wanted to give my 2 cents because some people I seen in the comment section, they're like, oh, this is crazy. How could he say that? I don't think he hates Errol Spence. I don't think, of course, there was a lot of banter and stuff like that. So he's going to poke his fun and fishing pictures and stuff like that. But truth be told, if Errol Spence, if he would have won, he might have been doing the same thing. His fans probably would be doing the same thing. If Crawford got knocked out and dropped a bunch of times and busted up and swollen, you know what I mean? So it's combat sports. Let me know what you guys think. Crawford, absolutely ruthless records, and a hell of a fighter. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel because I made the game of boxing look pretty. Best in the business, and it's not even close. Shout out to everybody who sent super thanks. I will do a video and kind of go over your name, so make sure you guys stay tuned to that. And I'm out.
They call him the best. I'm a challenger. This weekend at Madison Square Garden against the Amir Khan, Terence Crawford. Two boxing champions. I don't want him to have any excuses. He's after respect and recognition. What the fuck is this? Amir Khan. The writers. You got it. Is in the building. Pound for pound fighter in the world right now. He didn't fight. Respect and recognition that he feels he's already earned. The naysayers and the critics are gonna. He likes to fight. Yeah, put it there. Or do you believe you can simply outbox him? That's okay.